Yankees. That sounds like fun.
First pitch, let's go.
The New York Yankees starting lineup tonight will be Steve Sachs at second base, Louis Polonia in left field, Don Mattingly at first, Mel Hall, the designated hitter, Jesse Barfield in right field, Mike Pagliarulo at third base, Don Slaught catching, Al Espinoza, the shortstop, and Roberto Kelly in center field. The umpires will be Larry McCoy at first base, Rocky Rowe at first, Larry McCoy calling the balls and strikes, Rocky Rowe at first, Mike Riley at second, and Terry Kraft calling the plays at third.
And the defense tonight for the Boston Red Sox, Eddie Romero at third base, Louis Rivera at shortstop, Jody Reed at second, Nick Osaski at first, Mike Greenwell in left field, Kevin Romine the center fielder, Dwight Evans in right, Rick Cerrone, the catcher, and on the mound making his 19th start of the season, Roger Clemens. Clemens with a record of 8 wins and 6 losses. Pitched a total of 132 and 2/3 innings, 110 hits. He struck out 117. That's second in the American League, of course, to Nolan Ryan, who has 148, and he's walked 44. Clemens 1-0 against the Yankees so far this season. He won the only game at Yankee Stadium in the 4 games that the Red Sox played earlier this season. You might remember that game. He got hit off the knee in the first inning. First batter, Deion Primetime Sanders, hit him with a line drive and was able to go 7 innings in that ball game. Bob Stanley finished it up for him.
14-8 affair and a blowout for the Red Sox. Clemens has pitched a couple of ball games very well in which he's had no decisions, including that last one in Toronto when a homer tied it up and carried it to a point where he was not involved in the decision. And he's had good luck against the Yankees over the years. He's beaten them 8 times and lost to them 3 times. He's 1-0 against them this year. Dallas Green, the skipper of the New York Yankees, in his first appearance at Fenway Park. Charlie Fox explaining the nooks and crannies of this ballpark to him. Charlie Fox hasn't been here very often either. Joe Morgan with Randy Kutcher checking lineups. We have to check lineups about every 5 minutes before this game. They changed it around. Joe Morgan had Boggs in there at third base and then decided to make him the designated hitter because of his problem. And then it made Romero the third baseman, put him down to the number 9 spot in the order, and switch things all around. Of course, the Yankees did have Lance McCullers as their starting pitcher. An ulnar problem bothered him, so now another reliever, Greg Cadaret, a left-hander, will go for them. So they're all here. The people from the think tanks of Boston, the people from the potato fields of Long Island, and from Manhattan's underground, they're all here to watch the Yankees and the Red Sox. It may not be Lopat, Rashi, and Reynolds for the Red Sox. Not even Parnell and Kinder, Ferris, or Houston for the Red Sox. But it's the Yankees in Boston, and it's always kind of a tongue war, and everybody has a good time. Stepping up the plate, and at the plate is Steve Sachs, second baseman, hitting .324. 1 ball, no strikes to him. And inside it goes for ball 2.
Certainly a different kind of crowd here for Yankee games, Ned. It seems to me, as a player, it was always split down the middle. A lot of Yankee fans, a lot of Red Sox fans here at Fenway Park, and certainly like a World Series atmosphere anytime these two clubs get together here, regardless of where the teams are in the standings.
Well, they're lucky now because they're in second and third place in the American League East, that crazy American League East. Both teams are under 500, and they're a game apart. So the Red Sox, game and a half now, Red Sox have to get the entire 3 games, sweep the series to get into second place. And if either team gets faulty, they could be overcome by the teams right behind them in the American League East. Cleveland right barking up the tree. Milwaukee also. 3-1 to Sachs. And it's golfed down the right field line toward the pole. It is a foul ball. A home run. It is a home run. Rocky Rowe down to the line mentions a homer, and all of a sudden the Yankees lead 1-0 on a ball that curved around the foul pole. Joe Morgan out talking to Nick Osaski. Dwight Evans is coming slowly in along the line. Well, and Evans said it's foul.
No question in Evans' mind right off the bat. He just walked right in and said there's no way that ball was fair. Steve Sachs finds out immediately what it's like to play here in Fenway Park, going to the opposite field and wrapping it around that pole. Rocky Rowe making the call, and you can see Joe Morgan hot already in this ball game.
It's one of those crazy home runs you see. We've seen several of them. Last time I remember Ben Ogilvy hit one for Milwaukee against that pole. There have been right-handers that have curled one around. Here it goes. Let's see if we can find out where it did go.
Awful tough for us to tell up here in the booth when it gets down in that area. Now you can see the 3-1 pitch off the bat of Sachs, and let's take a look.
It crosses in front of the pole, so it's a foul.
That's got to be a foul ball because you can follow the ball all the way.
Right across that pole. See if you can follow where the baseball goes in relation to the foul pole. If you see that ball all the way, if you don't see it for a split second, why it's in back of the pole, it would be a home run.
Well, Joe Morgan certainly got a legitimate argument on that call right there. That last camera shot we had from the left field line looking out, and you see that you lost the ball. That means it's a foul ball, no question about it. This is from left field now, and you'll see you lose the ball right here. That means it's on the other side of the pole, and that's no home run.
That's the left field angle, and then the first angle showed you found the ball all the way through. You could see it all the way past that yellow. It did not clip out of sight, so it's another miscalled home run at Fenway Park. But home run it is, and the Yankees lead 1-0, and there goes your no-hitter and your shutout. Sachs with his third home run of the year.
Kind of funny how things work out. Sachs was complaining on the 3-0 count, and he might have had a legitimate beef. The ball looked like it was high. Certainly in the National League that wouldn't be a strike, and he comes up 3-1 and hits a foul home run.
Well, I thought it was foul. I wasn't sure, and then here comes Rowe, and he was very definite about his call and immediate. He was halfway down the line. The batter is Louis Polonia over from the Oakland A's. It is a 2-0 count. Polonia on the entire season is hitting .294 with a pair of home runs and 27 runs batted in, coming over in the Rickey Henderson deal. Polonia has always been at his best against the Red Sox. Fastball by Clemens. 3 balls and 1 strike.
That was the 12th home run of the season given up by Roger Clemens, but seeing that it was foul, we'll call it, I guess, 11.5.
Both the missed calls. There's ball 4 to Polonia. Both the missed calls lately in this ballpark have gone against the Red Sox. And Dwight Evans had a home run taken away from him. A ball that bounced off the stanchion, the upright, in left field a couple of weeks ago.
Rick Cerrone better have his arm greased up because Louis Polonia certainly will steal bases. Sachs at the top of the order has 24, and Roberto Kelly, who is 9th, has 20 stolen bases. So that's what this ball club has been doing all season long. They're 2nd in the American League behind Kansas City in stolen bases, and they will certainly put some pressure on the defense.
And Polonia, as you mentioned, can move around pretty well. They did get rid of Rickey Henderson, who is stolen base artist #1, but they have some speed to burn on those 3 positions in this ball club. Don Mattingly is up, hitting .310, takes a strike. Mattingly, 11 home runs and 54 batted in, is now coming back after a very slow start and hurt half the time. Is hitting the ball hard and often. All his 11 home runs have been at Yankee Stadium. Now there goes Polonia, and is driven into right center field, dropping for a base hit. Polonia heads for third. He's got it easily. Runners at the corners and nobody out. Don Mattingly singles to right center. Polonia on the move. He held up a little bit to make sure that ball would not be caught by Romine.
Some question whether Romine was going to be able to make this play. Mattingly getting on top of a high fastball from Clemens. Right here, Romine comes in to try to make the play. Once Polonia sees it drop in, he'll go all the way to third base. And the Yankees are off and running, 1st and 3rd, nobody out with already 1 run in.
The hitter is Mel Hall, the DH. And he is knocked back by a fastball by Clemens. Helmet off, ball whizzing past his chin. And it is ball one.
No question, a message with that pitch from Clemens. The home run to lead the game off. Mattingly getting the base hit, the base on balls, people running, and right here is saying, look, I'm going to have some of this play tonight.
1-0 to Hall, and there's the pitch on the outside corner following the brush bat for a strike. Hall is hitting .274, 6 home runs, 23 runs batted in for the former Cleveland Indian and Chicago Cub. Another one inside, so it's been up and in, outside corner, and up and in again. Clemens has fallen behind all batters that he has faced. He is 3-1 now to Hall. He was 3, got behind Mattingly. He walked Polonia. Sachs was 3-1 with a home run. Now 3-2.
Yankee club yesterday getting one game over 500, the first time in a long time, and the only other team in the American League East to be over 500, except for the Baltimore Orioles, and they felt that was a very big victory for them, and it was a hard-fought victory against the Detroit Tigers yesterday.
Extra innings. They finally got it in there in the 11th after Barfield had tied the game with a homer following a Lou Whitaker homer that had put the Tigers ahead. Then a sacrifice fly later drove in the winning run. It's 3-2 to Hall. And he walks. Bases are full of Yankees in a rough first inning for Clemens.
Looks like Clemens so far has pretty good velocity on his fastball. It seemed like it picked up after that home run by Sachs, but certainly hasn't had the location. Tried to move Hall off the plate, but really has not been close to the strike zone. A couple of base on balls. This ball well out of the strike zone. Hall started to chase it, but laid off.
A lot of pitches early in this game for Roger, and working behind all the hitters. So now he must bow his back. And here's one of the hot Yankee hitters lately, Jesse Barfield. Had a very, very slow first third with Toronto, came over to the Yankees and started to hit. He's hit in 6 straight games now, 7 for 22. Certainly the change in Benu has helped him. A strike to Barfield.
Already some action in that Red Sox bullpen. Dennis Lamp up and throwing.
Let's go.
3 on, 1 in. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Barfield. Yankees leading 1-0. Nobody out in the first inning. Tigers underway at Detroit against Toronto, and the Tigers are leading 1-0 after 1. In the National League, 1 game today at Wrigley Field in Chicago, and Don Zimmer's Cubs beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 6-4. Rick Sutcliffe getting his 10th win. Eddie Murray homered for the Dodgers. McClendon homered for the Cubs. Barfield going for that breaking pitch on the outside, and the count is 1-2. And Clemens does finally move ahead in the count.
First time tonight he finds himself in the driver's seat. Good breaking ball right there to Barfield, down and away, and really has the count now in his favor. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Two and 2.
Wanted to strike out bad and thought he had it with that fastball, down and away. You see the reaction from Clemens after the pitch was not a pleasant one.
Wasn't that bad a pitch to be taken with 2 strikes. 2-2. And Barfield fouling it back. Steve Sachs led the inning with a home run that was called a home run, but it was actually a foul ball inside the right field foul pole, but a home run was called for Sachs. Polonia walked, Mattingly singled, Hall walked, and that's where they are right now. Bases drunk, as they say. And Barfield hits one high toward left field, driving Greenwell back deep enough to get a run home. The throw will come toward third base, and Mattingly gets into the bag. And over to second base goes Hall. 2-0, New York. Jesse Barfield drives in his 35th run. Does his job, gets the ball in the air deep enough to score Polonia.
Trying to get some contact, trying to get the ball in the air, stay away from the strikeout. Barfield gets the benefit of a breaking ball that just really hangs over the middle of the plate. Didn't hit it well off the end of the bat, but still deep enough to score the run, and a good heads-up play by Mattingly to tag at second and to go on to third base on this play.
Greenwell thinking he could get Mattingly, who is not particularly fast, but Mattingly beats that in, and so on the throw, Hall goes to second base, and now runners are at second and third with just one out. Mike Pagliarulo, third baseman, hitting .211. 1 ball and no strikes with Pag. He's got good power, but in a slow season as far as his average is concerned, and his production. 4 home runs, 15 batted in. And Clemens is behind him, 2-0.
Even though it's very early in the ball game, the left-handed batting Pagliarulo, and have to work very tough to him. He's got a couple of right-handers next, Slot and then Espinoza, and Kelly, the number 9 hitter. First base is open.
2 balls and 1 strike to Mike Pagliarulo. Pag should have a few tickets in the stands tonight. He's from Medford, Mass. Buzz bomb, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Clemens trying to tie Pags up with the fastball up and in. He likes to get those arms extended and is a good low ball hitter.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third, 2 runs in the first inning. And he struck him out. So Clemens comes in to the left-handed hitter, inside and high, and Pagliarulo becomes Rogers' first strikeout victim.
Again, Clemens going up in the strike zone about letter high, and you can see the swing underneath the baseball. Not able to get on top of that pitch or make any contact, and a big out right there for Clemens to keep that runner Mattingly at third base.
2 down, Don Slaught up. The catcher hitting .284 with 3 home runs, 27 batted in, and is hit by a pitch. Well, Clemens moves in and adds another integer to his pitching record. Walks 2, strikeouts 1, now a hit batsman. And the bases are loaded again, and Joe Morgan coming out.
I'm not even sure Slot thought he was going to get hit by the pitch. Really didn't make much of an effort to get out of the way. Clemens trying to come inside on him, and you see that this ball looks like it deflects right off his hand. I don't know, right off that back elbow. And right now the trainer for the New York Yankees out going to give it some spray, try to numb that area, and Joe Morgan out to the mound for a little chat with Clemens.
Slaught at first base, Hall at second, Mattingly at third. And the 8th man of the inning, Alvaro Espinoza, the shortstop, coming in. A first inning struggle under threatening skies for Roger Clemens. They had forecast possible thunderstorms rushing around this area for a few hours tonight. Nothing has happened yet. A lot of wind has blown. Strike one to Espinoza, who is hitting .270 and has hit safely in his last 9 ball games.
The Yankees losing Santana early in the season with some surgery on his elbow, and Espinosa's done a fine job both offensively and defensively for this club.
Certainly has held his own offensively. Got 18 runs batted in, usually lower in the order. He's batting 8th tonight.
When we were in New York, it looked like he was starting to slip some with the bat. It looked like he was starting to get back down in that 230, 240 area, but he's really battled himself back, and now, as you mentioned, Ed, 270.
Now Clemens has 2 strikes on him. The base is full. Outfield peeled around toward right on Espinoza. They work him outside corner for a called strike 3. Clemens gets 2 strikeouts finally, coming back fairly strongly after having a rough go with the first 5 hitters. Yankees score twice and they leave 3 on base. We go to the bottom of the first. The Yankees 2 and the Red Sox coming up.
We got hoops on NESN, big time. NESN is your ticket for triple headers, Saturday afternoons of best college basketball in the country. Triple the dunks, triple the fun. Don't miss the big-time action. It's a big-time Big Ten triple header, Saturday afternoon, starting with Wisconsin at Ohio State at noon, followed by Iowa at Northwestern and Illinois at Purdue. Get a front-row view of the squared circle, New England style, with Ringmasters, a NESN 1-hour special. It's pro wrestling in New England, and it's everywhere. You watched it. Your parents watched it. It's in your local gym, at the Fleet Center, on TV, and in your face. Trace the roots and face the future. It's Ringmasters, sponsored in part by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Tonight at 7 on NESN. Fan Attic, classic NESN games, original NESN fun. Brought to you in part by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. We're here to get you there. NESN is your ticket to Providence Bruins hockey with an exciting schedule of AHL action live from the Providence Civic Center.
Point, fires it, save, rebound, great save, made there, puck, rebound, score!
It's minor league hockey, major league action. Scout the Bruins of tomorrow today in Providence and on NESN.
The Providence Bruins take on the Mighty Ducks of Cincinnati Tuesday night at 7.
It's a Big East showdown on NESN as Notre Dame travels to West Virginia. All the action starts Sunday at 2. Feel the rush in March on NESN.
Hey, you, Red Sox fan. Yeah, you. Are you the one always crying in your beer, moping about, oh, the curse, and oh, it's been 80 years, wah, wah, wah. Do you really have any idea how lucky you are? At least you have a curse. There are teams out there that'd kill for a curse. You dreamed the impossible dream. Imagine the nightmare of being a Brewers fan. Sure, we've been burned by the hot stove a few times, but at least Red Sox Nation is winterized. What do you think Padres fans talk about in December? Tony Gwynn's holiday weight gain? You have a monster that leaves other fans green with envy, and a turn-of-the-century ballpark that every fan wants to see and every team wants to duplicate. Imagine being in the new Comiskey Park the day after Camden Yards opened. Ouch. You had Gowdy, Coleman, and Martin calling your games, while the Yankees have Phil Rizzuto scooting from the booth in the 7th inning to beat traffic. And now that chest-beating buffoon, John Sterling, who's an embarrassment to everyone. You had Ted, Yaz, Clemens, and you even had Ruth when he was a pitcher. You had the most memorable home run from the most memorable World Series. And I know you had Buckner and you had Champagne chilling in Shea Stadium, but there are teams that would love to have a guy to chase out of town. You had heartbreaks, sure, but at least you had the heart. So the next time you're ready to pop your cork, make like the Champagne and just chill out.
Red Sox lineup tonight with Wade Boggs, the designated hitter, leading off. Jody Reed at second base. Nick Osaski promoted to the number 3 spot. Playing first, Mike Greenwell in left, Dwight Evans in right, Kevin Romine in center, Rick Cerrone catching, Louis Rivera at short, and Ed Romero, the last place replacement at third base and batting ninth.
And the defense for the New York Yankees, Mike Pagliarulo at third base, Espinoza the shortstop, Steve Sass at second, Don Mattingly the first baseman, Louis Polonia in left field, Roberto Kelly the center fielder, Jesse Barfield in right, Don Slott is the catcher, and making his first major league start of his career, Greg Cadaret, record of 1 win and no loss, 3.34 ERA. This will be his 31st appearance of the season. 33 hits in 35 innings. He's struck out 20, and he's walked 22. And one of the longest this guy's accustomed to going is maybe a batter or two, get some left-handed hitters out. The longest he's gone all season is 2 2/3 innings, right in that area.
A great role player in that Oakland bullpen last year and the first part of this year, involved in the big Rickey Henderson trade. His last start was as a member of the Huntsville Stars of the Southern League in 1986. He will throw a lot of breaking stuff, keep the ball down, and snaps a strike in there to Boggs. Boggs hitting .330, 2 home runs and 35 runs batted in. And bang, it goes into left field for a base hit down into the corner. Boggs heads for 2, and he's got 2. An interesting adjunct in this series, of course, will be Boggs and Mattingly.
3 base hits for Wade Boggs last night. First time at bat tonight. Same thing. Line drive over the third baseman's head down into that corner. Maloney will try to chase this ball down, but it's a double as soon as it leaves the bat of Boggs. And he's celebrating right now a new contract that I guess he signed earlier today.
He did that, a 3-year contract for the 1990 through 1992 seasons for Wade Boggs, signing with the Red Sox today. Lou Gorman said, "We're delighted to get Wade signed for the next 3 years. Hopefully this will put to rest all the rumors of Wade being traded or wanting to leave through free agency," among other things that they said and got done today. So Boggs is signed. Jody Reed, a .266 hitter, is up playing second base and taking ball 1 from Cadaret. Cadaret's last time out was on the 3rd of July against Milwaukee. Went 1 2/3 innings and not involved in the Yankee loss. It was not no decision for Cadaret. To the opposite field, foul goes Jody Reed.
Cadaret, when he comes out of that bullpen, generally comes out with a pretty live fastball. He'll throw a slider into some right-handed hitters. Has a pretty good forkball. That's the Yankee bullpen in that ball game yesterday was worked hard. Guterman pitched a couple of innings, Righetti a couple of innings, and Eric Plunk pitched an inning in that ball game. So with the relief pitchers starting tonight and the bullpen being used yesterday, should be interesting as this game goes along.
See how long Cadaret can go. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Reed. Cadaret last year a valuable member of the bullpen corps for the American League champion Oakland A's. Cadaret gets the strike in on Reed. He was a setup man for the most part as they all got to Dennis Eckersley. Last year with Oakland, he appeared in 58 games, went 71 2/3 innings, won 5 and lost 2. 2.89 earned run average. Count is 2-2 to Jody Reed. Cadaret from Detroit, Michigan originally, 6'3", 205-pounder. Went to Grand Valley State College in Allendale, Michigan. Reed had backed out. There's a beach ball down the third base line that Jody points to. Cadaret had gone through with his motion but did not throw the ball.
Jody Reed really, excuse me, frustrated after last night, 0 for 5 in that ball game, and left some men on base and really down in the dumps after the game. Needs a personality hit, Ned.
Well, he could get a personality RBI if he gets one deep enough somewhere, and he does in the right field. Boggs will hesitate and then go to third and hold there. The throw coming in from Barfield. Nobody's going to run on Jesse Barfield's arm that way. So the Red Sox come back. They've got runners at first and third.
Jody Reed trying to get the job done, moving Boggs along the third base, and while he's doing that, he gets himself a base hit, something we don't normally see Reed do, and that's get a lot of base hits to the opposite field. We've seen him try to pull a lot of balls recently, and right there, as he stays on the ball just a bit longer, hits that line drive to Barfield. They're not going to certainly test that on with nobody out and down by a couple of runs early in the game. Barfield, 14 outfield assists already this season.
Nick Osaski in the number 3 spot tonight, hitting .264. 12 home runs, 46 runs driven in. And goes for that first pitch, fouling it for a strike. Joe Morgan with another new lineup tonight. This is around his 41st or 42nd, I would imagine, as he's got Osaski hitting third. Nick has been up and down the order. He hits a long drive to left field. Does it hang up? It's off the wall. Boggs will score. Reed being waved around. The throw to second base. The throw to the plate. Tied up. Red Sox come right back on a double by Nick Osaski. And it's 2-2.
Red Sox right back in the bottom of the first inning. 3 straight hits. A couple of doubles, one by Boggs and this one by Osaski. The breaking ball from Cadaret looks like the slider down, and boy, Osaski really stays on this. Good play by Reed at first. He knew this ball was going to go off the wall. Never hesitated, came all the way around to score, and you see the throw from the cutoff man will go from the outfielder here, will go over the cutoff man. I think if he'd have hit the cutoff man, they may have had a shot at Reed at home plate. Right there over the head of the cutoff man, and Reed scores easily.
Mike Greenwell is up. So each starting pitcher having his tough time in the first inning. Roger Clemens giving up 2 hits and 2 runs. Cadaret already has been shelled for 3 straight hits and 2 runs. Greenwell takes a strike. Osaski, with his double, now has 48 runs driven in. Third in the ball club behind Greenwell and Evans. There's a shot to left field for a hit. Osaski will be held at third. Throw coming on to the plate. And on come the Red Sox with runners at first and third and nobody out. Greenwell, hard single to left. Back slider back right down the line and held up Nick Osaski, not wanting him to run into any out. And he very well could have there.
Red Sox got a chance right now to tack some more runs on in this first inning. Nobody out, and not going to take any chances. As you see Greenwell get the line drive to Polonia. You will test Polonia's arm later on in a ball game, or maybe with 2 outs, but certainly not here with nobody out. Polonia not with the strongest arms, but right there Osaski gets the hold-up sign from rack slider at third base, and this thing continues for the Red Sox in the bottom of the first.
A wild and wacky first inning for both clubs. 2-2. Nobody out for Boston. Runners at first and third, and Dwight Evans up, batting .282. 10 home runs, 49 runs driven in. Ball 1. Low again, and the count is 2-0.
Red Sox not acting like they normally do against left-handed pitchers here at Fenway Park.
They have had a really rough time all season long, home and away, but particularly right here, where they used to just eat left-handers alive. That's a base hit by Evans up the middle. Asaski scores 3-2. RBI number 50 for Dwight Evans. Greenwell goes to second. Still nobody out.
Evans ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes, gets the fastball down and in and drives this ball up the middle. Saski will come on to score to give the Red Sox their 3rd run, and we'll see some action in that Yankee bullpen.
Dale Mahorsic it is. Dale Mahorsic, who was given a rough time by the Red Sox down in New York, is up. He is the first out of the chute tonight for Dallas Green, who must think he's back in Wrigley Field. Kevin Romine, the center fielder, batting in the number 6 position. He had been placed in the number 7 spot before the announcement that Boggs was not going to be playing in the field and that Romero would play 3rd. They're looking for a bunt, and it's strike 1.
Boy, that surprises me right there. If there was any kind of sacrifice bunt on, they got a pretty good string going right here.
Everybody's slashing away at Cadaret.
Has not got
batting
it out yet.
practice.
Doesn't want to give him one.
So the bunt is dropped down to 3rd, just where it should be, and the sacrifice gets the runners along. Kevin Romine gets Greenwell to 3rd and Evans to 2nd as he made the 3rd baseman Pagliarulo play the ball.
Yankees in the conventional bunt play defense. No trailer play on this. You'll see Pags just kind of hang back, and once that ball is bunted hard enough, he knows he has to field. He'll come in and make the play. 3rd base wide open, and the runners advance. And the only way the Yankees have gotten it out is through the sacrifice.
1 away, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Greenwell at 3rd base, Evans at 2nd, and Rick Cerrone up against his old ball club. Cerrone hitting .287 with 1 home run and 17 batted in. And he's hit .389 at Fenway Park this year. 21 hits and 54 times up for Rick. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, if this keeps up, everybody ought to have a little fun tonight from each side. This crowd is now packed in here, and we're seeing nothing but offense. 1 ball and 1 strike from Greg Cadaret. Mike Greenwell down the line at 3rd and Evans at 2nd. 1 out. 2-1 to Cerrone.
Red Sox came into this game with a .273 team average, and the Yankees right behind them, 3rd in the league, the .272 team average.
Yankees just coming off a good homestand and a sweep of the Detroit Tigers. Cerrone, fly ball, left field. Under it, Polonia. And here comes the run to the plate. Greenwell scores. 4-2 Boston. Cerrone gets the RBI, his 18th. Oh, Rick does the job of getting the ball far enough into left to score Greenwell. Evans is at 2nd base still.
It's almost like that sacrifice bunt kind of broke the momentum right here. The Red Sox did not have anybody out. They gave the Yankees an out with the sacrifice, but Cerrone does the job, gets the ball in the air to get that 4th run across for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 1st.
So 2 sacrifices are the way the Yankees get 2 outs. 8th man of the inning, Luis Rivera. Foul ball, strike 1. Rivera, the shortstop, batting in the 8th spot, has been moved up 1 from his original 9 position, with Romero batting in the 9th position. Rivera hitting .285. And the pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. .287 batting average for Rivera. Hit his only American League homer against these Yankees down in New York. Fouls it off, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 runs and 5 hits for Boston. 2 runs and 2 hits from New York, and we're not out of the first inning yet. Outfield again, shallow and pushed around toward right for Rivera. Gives him a little shave up top. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little Louis fouls it up, and it's 2-2. Full count from Cadaret.
2 strikes on the hitter. As soon as you see him swing the bat as the runner on second base, once you see that bat start to go, you can get a pretty good jump.
And there is ball 4, and the inning continues. Rivera draws a walk. First one given by Cadaret. And the Red Sox have now batted around in the first inning. Eddie Romero, the number 9 hitter, at the plate. Five straight hits tuned this inning. They have scored 4 times. They have runners at first and second. Ed Romero, a last-minute starter at third base, with Boggs being in the designated hitter spot. Eddie hitting .215, takes ball 1.
This is probably more pitches than Cadaret has thrown in quite some time coming out of the bullpen.
That's right. He doesn't go very long. He's used as a guy to get a left-hander out in the 7th or 8th inning sometime. Was for Oakland anyway. Romero to shortstop, surrounded. Espinosa throws him out, and the inning is finally over. 9 men come up, and 4 of them score. After 1, Red Sox 4, Yankees 2.
There's a storm coming. We're watching the low very carefully. Can be doozy. Snow, snow, snow. It's gonna be a nor'easter. It's getting me out slippery. 128 is a parking lot. It's gonna be a tough commute.
Get ready for winter at Sullivan Tire. Right now, conditions for buying Goodyear snow tires and all-season radials are just right.
We're always here to get you there.
Cell phones. Everybody has one. Now turn yours into a hands-free speakerphone. Introducing CellTech. It lets you talk and listen completely hands-free. No more fumbling with your cell phone when your hand should be on the wheel. With CellTech, you drive safely and comfortably.
Everything's signed and ready to go.
That's great. I'll be there in about 10 minutes, okay?
CellTech works with all the top makes and models, and it installs in seconds. The built-in speaker and microphone let you enjoy the same hands-free convenience as the drivers of those expensive luxury cars. There's even a charger adapter, so you can charge your phone while you're using it. CellTech is yours for only $19.95. Call now and you'll also get this earpiece for private, hands-free conversation. So order your CellTech now.
To order CellTech, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-482-8855 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $6.95 shipping and handling to CellTech, P.O. Box 3372, Grand Central Station, New York, New York.
I was born in Czechoslovakia in the little town named Kladno. And I was started playing hockey when I was 3-4 years old. My goal always was to be the best player I can be. I like the sport because you have to use everything. You gotta have a good hands, good legs, strong body, and you gotta use your brain if you want to be good. Today I'm just concentrating on myself to be better and better every day.
Get a front row view of the squared circle, New England style, with Ringmasters, a NESN 1-hour special. It's pro wrestling in New England, and it's everywhere. You watched it. Your parents watched it. It's in your local gym, at the Fleet Center, on TV, and in your face. Trace the roots and face the future. It's Ringmasters, sponsored in part by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Tonight at 7 on NESN.
Hey, welcome back to Fanatic, everyone. Hope you're enjoying this great game between the Sox and the Yankees from 1989. You know, this rivalry goes way back. We're going to explore it a little bit today on Fanatic, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully we won't talk too much about you-know-who and the curse of the you-know-what.
Is deep, and this ball is gone. A home run for Yastrzemski.
The Sox and the Yanks have been battling each other since 1903. While the two teams were always tough competitors, the rivalry really began in January 1920, when Red Sox owner Harry Frazee sold Babe Ruth to New York, incurring the now legendary curse of the Bambino. Since that time, the Red Sox-Yankee rivalry has been one of the most storied in all of sports. In the late 60s and 70s, Boston and New York were two of the best teams in the American League East. There were a number of memorable confrontations. Early in the impossible dream season of 1967, Boston's Billy Rohr was pitching a no-hitter into the ninth at Yankee Stadium.
Rohr winds. Here it comes. Fly ball to deep left. Yastrzemski is going hard. Way back, way back. And he dives and makes a tremendous catch.
With tension mounting in that ninth inning, Carl Yastrzemski made one of the greatest catches of his career to keep the no-hitter alive. But then, with 2 outs, Elston Howard stepped in against Rohr.
The scoreboard tells the story. The pitch to Howard, hit into right field. It's a base hit. And the no-hit try is broken up as Howard, on a 3-2 pitch with 2 out in the ninth inning, singles cleanly into right field.
So even in 1967, the Yankees found a way to spoil something for the Red Sox. In the mid-70s, the rivalry rose to a fever pitch as the Sox and the Yanks literally slugged it out for supremacy in the East.
The field with a base hit. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. And let's see. He holds onto it. Does he hold onto it? And they have a fight. Here they go. Fell on in. And the bench is empty. And Bill Lee is hurt. Bill Lee is lying on the first base line, and he is hurt. A couple of the Yankee ball players jumped on him.
Clouded, I remember someone yelling, "We're not trying to hurt you," as my head was being kicked in from behind, and I drug myself out of the first pile, looked around for my glove, and then I went after Nettles, who I had remembered from my college days. And I went in there and proceeded to get knocked out the second time. And then I remember the umpires saying, let him go, let him go. And the only one that was helping was Terry Cooney. And Charlie Moss drugged me out the second time, and then the fans assaulted me in the dugout. Just an average day in New York.
In 1977, the Yankees were on their way to a world championship. But for 3 memorable days in June, the Red Sox beat up on them, sweeping the series, outscoring the New Yorkers 30-9. A year later, September 1978, as the Yankees were chasing the Sox for the American League East crown, they repaid the debt in the so-called Boston Massacre. The Bronx Bombers swept 4 games, shelling Boston pitching for 42 runs. The Yanks rode the momentum to a first-place tie with the Sox, setting the stage for the defining moment of the rivalry.
You talk about Reggie Jackson rising to the occasion so many times in the past, so is this man. Carl batting .276 with 16 homers and 79 runs batted in. When the Yankees were walloping the Red Sox in those 6 out of 7 games, Yastrzemski was like a beacon in the night. Drive to right field. This is deep, and this ball is gone. A home run for Yastrzemski.
The game went to the 7th inning. Red Sox leading 2-0 when Bucky Dent struck the blow that has forever scarred hearts across New England.
5-4 Yankees, bottom of the 9th inning. And he pops it up. Greg Nettles at third base. Backing up, he makes the catch, and the Yankees have won the division. The Yankees have won the division, beating the Red Sox 5-4 in a game that will go down in history as one of the most memorable, hard-fought contests ever.
It's a Big East showdown on NESN as Notre Dame travels to West Virginia. All the action starts Sunday at 2. It's big-time basketball on NESN as Providence travels to St. John's. All the action starts Wednesday at 7:30.
For Elrond to score! Shot. Score! Score! Oh, what a hit he lays in. Let's score! Joe Fort! Saved by Scudra. Judy scores! Takes it out and scores! Saved by Scudra. Scores! Mike Knuble! And a stop by Scudra. It scores!
The Bruins travel to Atlanta to face the Thrashers. Friday night at 7 on NESN.
NESN is your ticket to Providence Bruins hockey with an exciting schedule of AHL action live from the Providence Civic Center.
Point, fires it, save, rebound, great save, made there, Bach, rebound, score!
It's minor league hockey, major league action. Scout the Bruins of tomorrow today in Providence and on NESN.
The Providence Bruins take on the Mighty Ducks of Cincinnati Tuesday night at 7.
Hi, I'm Bill Guerin of the Boston Bruins. This is my friend Carter Ivey from the Heart to Heart Fund. Join us February 13th in Legends at the Fleet Center for the Boston Bruins charity auction. Visit with me and my Bruins teammates for both a silent and live auction featuring a game-used Mario Lemieux stick, road trips with the Bruins, and more. All proceeds from this special event will benefit the Heart to Heart Fund, so don't miss it.
Get your tickets today. For more information, call 624-2424. Feel the rush in March on NESN.
Well, now we'll try it again, see if it works. 4-2, Red Sox lead for Roger Clemens, and the inning is number 2. Game started at 8:05 because of national TV, and we had about, well, a pretty long first inning, almost well over a half-hour first inning.
Everything's been out of whack today, Ned. Changes in the umpires, changes in the lineups, changes in the pitches.
Everything.
It's been unbelievable. It's enough of a headache when the Yankees come to town because everything changes around the ballpark. We don't need all these other things.
You don't see the same people here either. You don't, as the usual fans.
NBC's here. They got 2 trucks. You can't park anywhere close to the place.
They have 95 technicians in the booth next to us.
I notice they don't carry anything, do they?
Nope. Don't know words. Everything is taken by certain designated. There's a long shot off Clemens, and that's going to be a home run. Holy crow, the number 9 hitter, Roberto Kelly, plunks one into the screen, and now it's Red Sox 4 and Yankees 3. First pitch of the second inning, Roberto Kelly blasts his 5th home run into the screen off Clemens, the 2nd home run that Rogers given tonight. And the Yankees trail by 1.
Well, Kelly not wasting any time, jumping on the first pitch, the first fastball right here from Roger Clemens, working back in on Kelly and picks up his 5th home run, and that'll be the 13th off Clemens so far in 1989. No question about that one being foul affair.
Whew. Something like on the waterfront. We've got gang wars here. The Yankees and Red Sox going at it with bats. Steve Sachs hit the foul home run in the first inning that was called a home run fair. And Roger dances him back off the plate. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Sachs, who's had a very fine season in his first year in the American League. Right now hitting .326 with his credited homer in the first inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
People around the Yankees, Ned, are telling me that he just does everything to win.
Yeah, he's that kind of person, down on the dirt.
Hustles all the time, moves runners along, will bunt if he has to, hit fly balls or drive-in runs.
Fouls that one off. It was his sacrifice fly yesterday that beat the Tigers in the 11th inning at Stadium 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he's out of there. Clemens racks up his 3rd strikeout. Pitcher's pitch on the outside corner.
I don't think this is a breaking ball that fools Sachs. I think he just thought it was a ball. Not an exceptionally good breaking ball from Clemens. It really didn't break that much. And good for him because it hung on the outside part of the plate. Sachs not fooled by the pitch, but didn't think it was a strike.
Picked a very good spot on the plate to catch it, too. Here's Polonia. He walked and scored in the first inning. Yankees scored their first 2 men, but then left the bases loaded, and it cost them. They trail by 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Polonia. One and 2 and a bad cut that time by Luis.
Don't mind seeing very deep in center field against a guy like Polonia. As you take a look at the swing and miss, I think you have to challenge Polonia to hit the ball over your head, and especially with 2 strikes.
Lines to 3rd. Romero traps it and throws him out. Polonia just going a little bit late with that swing, but with something on the ball on the line drive trapped by Romero at 3rd.
He's basically an up-the-middle opposite field hitter, and especially against a guy like Clemens. Looked like he may have caught that ball in the air, but to make sure, goes over the first base with the throw.
Don Mattingly singled to right center in the first inning, so Boggs and Mattingly are 1 and 1 so far in this series. Mattingly coming in with a .310 batting average. Boggs coming on 3. There's a base hit, number 2 for Mattingly. So he's off and running. He's got 2 hits.
And you see the type of hitter that he is. He will use the whole ballpark. The first time up, the base hit to right center field. This time he looks like the split-fingered fastball away from him and just tries to go with it. It's a nice little ground ball to the opposite field.
Earlier in the year, beset by a few injuries and a little anxious at the plate. Over anxious, probably, Mattingly was. Now laying back and doing his thing. Hot shot to Osaski, and Hall is out, retiring the side. Nick Osaski making the play unassisted. The Yankees get a run on the Kelly homer, and they leave a runner. And after an inning and a half, it's Boston 4, New York 3.
Right before today's game, it was announced that despite a below-average start to the season, Mike Greenwell was selected to the All-Star team by manager Tony La Russa. It's Greeny's second consecutive All-Star selection. He gets a $50,000 bonus and joins teammate Wade Boggs, who was voted as the starting third baseman. And you can also file this under Hey Now You're an All-Star. Smash Mouth slugger Jose Canseco was told by the All-Star and Oakland manager to stay home from the midsummer festivities after he was voted in by the fans without playing a single inning this season due to injury. Even though he's rehabbing in AAA, Canseco is planning on leaving his rehab assignment for the All-Star game until La Russa said, "No way, Jose."
There's construction ahead. Oh no, the big dig! The traffic is bumper to bumper. Give the other driver a break. Watch out for little kids. Wow, that was a big pothole. Buckle up.
Make sure your tires are ready to handle any of today's driving situations.
It's getting very slippery.
Our Goodyear tires offer the traction and handling to get you through the season. Visit Sullivan Tire today.
We're always here to get you there.
Beauty, adventure, drama. All these and more can be yours in the wonderful world of art. And with this free art test from Art Instruction Schools, you can find out if you have the interest and desire needed to become a serious art student. To get your free art test without cost or obligation, call this toll-free number. Don't delay. Call this toll-free number now. Call 1-800-873-6655.
Heads it off for Elrond to score! Shot. Score! Score! Oh, what a hit he lays there. Score! Joe Thornton! Saved by Scudra. Judy scored! Jason Allison scored! Saved by Scudra. Scored! Mike Knuble! And a stop by Scudra. It scored!
The Bruins travel to Atlanta to face the Thrashers. Friday night at 7 on NESN.
Monday nights on NESN, you'll get more. NESN's got more in store. Monday nights with NESN Outdoors. Sponsored by Obashan Hardware. Hosted by NESN's own mad fisherman, Charlie Moore. NESN Outdoors gets your feet wet at 7 with Boating Today. Followed by Divers Down, Charlie Moore Outdoors, and Northeast Journal. It's 4 half hours of fresh air, fun, and more. Charlie Moore, hosting NESN Outdoors, Mondays from 7 to 9. It's a Big East showdown on NESN as Notre Dame travels to West Virginia. All the action starts Sunday at 2. It's big-time basketball on NESN as Providence travels to St. John's. All the action starts Wednesday at 7:30.
Roger Clemens facing Espinoza in the top of the 4th. Red Sox lead 4-3 over the New York Yankees. Espinoza went down on strikes to end the long first inning for New York. Was called out on strikes. The second of Clemens' 4 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alvaro. 2 strikes.
Looks like that wind net is starting to change around a little. Looks like it's almost blowing straight in right now.
It's supposed to cool off a little bit after a hot, muggy day for the weekend, but pleasant weather, 70s and 80s. Espinoza saves that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just outside, ball 2, and Clemens wanted that one.
Oh, we've seen a couple of times tonight Clemens go down on that one knee after he thought he had a 3rd strike on the outside part of the plate, but Larry McCoy, home plate umpire, says no way.
Gets it this time, though, swinging. Second time he's gotten Espinosa. Number 5 for Clemens.
Got him the first time on the fastball, the second time on the slider. This time not playing with the corners, just going right down the middle of the plate, but keeping the ball down.
Roberto Kelly smashed Clemens' first pitch into the net for a homer in the second. Taking ball 1. Kelly, 321 average as he stands in there with 4 or 5 home runs now and 25 batted in. They waited a long time for him to come up and then to get well as they moved all kinds of people in and out, as Deion Sanders, the rookie, tried it for a while and then went back to the minors. 3-0 from Clemens.
Was Kelly on the disabled list the last time the Red Sox played the Yankees at Yankee Stadium in that weekend series. Just about ready to come off, and matter of fact, as soon as we left town, primetime Sanders was sent back to AAA, and Kelly activated.
And he walks. A 1-out walk given to Kelly, and that's the 3rd walk given up by Clemens. Now the top of the order, Steve Sachs coming in. He's homered to right and struck out. Tigers got 3 in the 5th. They lead Toronto now 4-1 in the 6th inning at Detroit. Gary Ward and Rick Shue have homered for the Tigers. Flanagan has been knocked out. Cummings now pitching for the Blue Jays, and Paul Gibson, the left-hander, working for Detroit. Milwaukee won and Baltimore nothing after 1 at County Stadium. Robin Yount has hit a home run, his 10th. One ball and no strikes to Sachs. Winters has homered for Kansas City. They lead the White Sox 1-0 after 2 at Royal Stadium tonight. Richard Dotson going for Chicago. Picking him up after the Yankees let him go. Runner breaks, and Kelly will have a stolen base. Roberto Kelly getting a fine jump and streaking down to second base. Gets a steal and puts himself into scoring position on ball 2 thrown to Sachs.
They're in that part of the lineup right now with Kelly on base. Sachs and Poloni where they're certainly going to be off and running. Kelly gets the good jump and gets the benefit of the breaking ball. Cerrone has to rush, and one hop to Jody Reed, who was able to keep the ball in front of him and keep it from going into center field.
Clemens gets the outside corner there, 2-1. Outfield push toward right center for Sachs. Up and in goes Roger. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Red Sox middle infielders better be heads up, because Kelly certainly will take off for third base.
.21 steals and gets a good lead off second base. Jody Reed did get him back in there that time. Clemens bluffs, but Reed had really, with the edging in, caused Kelly to go back. Sachs lifts a foul out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
A little mock cheer down that right field line for calling that a foul ball.
Clemens has run the count full for the second time tonight. He's 3-2 to Sachs. No pitch. Time had been asked and given to Sachs. 3-2.
What's happening at second base is Rivera's got to give Reed some help over there, because basically Sachs is an up the middle in the right field gap type of hitter, and he's asking Reed to keep him close, and he's having a tough time getting back in position. This is where the shortstop, even with the right-handed hitter up, can help out.
What Rivera has been doing is kind of waving there behind the runner, and it's fouled off by Sachs. But he has not moved over toward the bag much. He just kind of danced around there and waved an arm toward the bag.
The thing is, a shortstop in Fenway Park, you can protect up the middle more with a man in scoring position, because generally on balls to left field, it's tough to score on, especially if you have a left fielder. Greenwell charges the ball well. Much easier to score on a ground ball to center.
3-2 offering. Ball 4. Sachs was waiting a fraction of a second to see if he was going to get that call. He did get it, and he walks. Second walk this inning given up by Clemens, and his 4th of the game. Now runners at first and second with 1 out, and Polonia coming up. Rivera talking to Roger. Yankees have the tying run at second, lead run at first. They trail 4-3 in the top of the 4th. Polonia has walked and grounded to third. Ball 1. Check swing foul, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Polonia has had some good games against the Red Sox in the uniform of the Oakland Athletics. He is fast, considered an average fielder with an average arm or below average arm, but can run and can chip base hits around. Runners take off, and it's hit fair. There's 1 out there, and they get the double play. Holy mackerel, they fell right into it. Runners were going. Romero had gone to cover third, and Polonia hit one right to Romero, who stepped on the bag for the force there and gets the play over to first, and they have the double play to end the inning. So at the end of 3.5, it's still 4-3 Boston. There goes the ground ball. Base hit. Number 3,000. Yastrzemski's got it. And all hell breaks loose at Fenway Park.
On September 12, 1979, Carl Yastrzemski attained the magical 3,000 hit mark. Milestones like these, team rivalries are let go and the respect allowed to show. Yaz congratulated by both Red Sox and Yankees alike. It was also the beginning of a time when the rivalry diminished somewhat. For the next 15 years, games were based less on battles for first place than on personal achievements. For instance, July 4th, 1983, Yankee fireballer Dave Righetti entered the record books throwing a no-hitter at the Red Sox. June 16th, 1986, a Sox pennant year. Roger Clemens improves his win-loss record to 12-0 with a complete game effort. Clemens gave up just 1 run. He, of course, won the Cy Young Award that year. Also in '86, one of the final games of the regular season, Don Mattingly with his 232nd hit of the year, breaking a single-season hit mark, putting Mattingly among the immortals in New York Yankee history. June 15th, 1992, Jeff Reardon, looking to become baseball's all-time save leader. The Fenway crowd on its feet.
Struck him out. Jeff Reardon has saved more games than any pitcher in Major League Baseball history.
During the 80s, there was quite a hitting rivalry between 2 of the best left-handed hitters in the game, New York first baseman Don Mattingly and Sox third baseman Wade Boggs. They were consistently in the top 5 in batting during the decade, and in '86, staged a battle for the American League batting title that became quite a story. Boggs ended up winning it with a .357 average. Mattingly was second at .352. But New Yorkers were outraged that Boggs missed the last few games of the season due to injury. The Sox argued that Boggs needed rest for the upcoming playoffs, but the Yankee fans felt that the Sox third baseman took the games off to preserve his lead in the batting race.
Interestingly enough, Boggs would go on to become a teammate of Mattingly's in the latter stages of their two magnificent careers.
Even though many of the Sox-Yankee games had no playoff significance during the last 15 years, there were still plenty of unusual occurrences and zany antics that made a Sox-Yankee game something special. In '86, ex-Yankee Don Baylor sent a series of foul balls into his former team's dugout. That's Ron Guidry preparing himself for the next one. Mike Greenwell hit not one, but two inside the park home runs against the Bombers. One in '89 and another in '91. Possibly the strangest game of all came in '93. Sox leading by 2 with 2 outs in the ninth. Mike Stanley flew out to left for what appeared to be the final out of the game, but time had been called because a fan had run onto the field during the play. Sox skipper Butch Hobson protested, but the umpires decided to resume play with Stanley at the plate. He promptly singled to left. The Yankees then moved to within 1 on a Wade Boggs single, and then Don Mattingly came to the plate.
Base hit right field. Tying run in. Here's the throw to the plate. Do you believe this? The Yankees have won it.
Just another chapter in the storied rivalry between the two clubs.
The Red Sox are Eastern Division champs.
From 1995 to 1998, both teams continued to enjoy success, but it was the Yankees who took home 2 world titles. One in 1996, the other in their record-shattering 1998 campaign.
The starter of tonight's game is Sweeney, grounds to third. Brocious, fittingly with a throw, and the Yankees have done it again. Number 24. They are the world champions of baseball in 1998.
But for all the years of this storied rivalry, there has never been a year like '99. On February 18th, the Yankees made a deal with the Toronto Blue Jays to acquire one of the greatest pitchers ever to wear a Red Sox uniform, Roger Clemens. It appeared the New York team that won an American League record 114 games was only getting better. But someone forgot to tell the sons of Jimmy Williams they couldn't play with the Yankees.
Broken bat, looper into right, a base hit. O'Neill has a good arm. Jefferson's not very fast. They're going to try it with 2 outs, and Reggie is safe as the ball gets away from Girardi.
The Sox won the season series 8-4, including a memorable 3-game September sweep of the Bombers in New York.
He struck him out. What a brilliant performance by Pedro Martinez.
Good pitch. The payoff from Beck. He struck him out. A fitting ending to the weekend series.
It's big-time basketball on NESN as Providence travels to St. John's. All the action starts Wednesday at 7:30. It's a Big East showdown on NESN as Notre Dame travels to West Virginia. All the action starts Sunday at 2.
Log on to the coolest game. NHL.com lets you listen to every game live. Get breaking news, real-time scores, and the hottest video clips. Play fantasy hockey, check super detailed stats, and interact with other fans from anywhere in the world. The NHL.com network gives you access to every team site. Customize your favorite team jersey and get cool NHL merchandise.
Sir, you ordered this?
Sure did.
Cool. NHL.com. If it's hockey, it's here.
Bulletin.
The National Collectors Mint announces a limited advanced striking. It's the first ever giant-size U.S. legal tender $2 silver certificate design in real silver. The original large-size certificate was issued a century ago, backed by U.S. government silver. It took 8 U.S. Treasury engravers to design it. Now precision steel dies have been polished by hand and use .999 pure silver foil to recreate the certificate in frosted relief against a mirror-like finish. Today, this 100th anniversary commemorative can be yours for just $9.99. Order now. Only 5,000 of the series will ever be struck. Early orders get lowest registration numbers. This may be your only opportunity. There is a strict limit of 5 certificates per customer. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Don't miss out. Call now.
This season on NESN, you'll get more. More shot, more save, more goal, more games, and more broadcasters. With Dale and Gord from the Fleet Center, and Dave Shea, Andy Brickley, and Jerry Cheevers on the road. More shot, more save, more goal, more games. NESN delivers more Bruins hockey, 1/2 hour more. Pre-game with Bruins Digest. More shot, more save, more goal, more games. NESN, tune in more often.
This is an official game if you're thinking about rain or anything. It came down very, very hard for about a half minute. It is now a steady rain, but not too bad. The umbrellas are up downstairs as they all heard the forecast probably coming in for the thunderstorm watch and the line of thunder squalls that were coming down from Vermont moving southeast. But they're playing right now, and we're ready with Pagliarulo fouling the first pitch off into the umbrellas, strike one. Roger Clemens working to Mike Pagliarulo, who has struck out and grounded to first.
Kind of funny when that storm passed through about, well, I guess it was around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and not a drop of rain, but an awful lot of wind, and the players saw the clouds coming. They were taking batting practice, and they just sprinted off the field.
It looked like one of those western tornadoes for a while. 1 strike to Pag. Strike 2, fastball right over the top, and it's 0-2. Rain has lightened up a little bit. 1-2 to Pagliarulo, who will have a lot of power to right field, but also will strike out a lot. And they wonder what's happening to him after such a promising start with the New York Yankees a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. Count on him is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count hangs at 2-2. And misses, and Roger Clemens has 7 strikeouts.
Second time tonight that he's got Pags to strike out, and the second time with the fastball up high in the strike zone. Once again, that swing underneath the fastball, and it really doesn't look like Clemens has great stuff, but he's certainly starting to pile up the strikeouts.
So now there's 1 out in the 6th inning, and Don Slaught is up. Ball 1. Slaught was hit by a pitch in the 1st and was called out on strikes in the 3rd. One ball and 1 strike as Clemens has pitched himself back into a game after a shaky 1st and 2nd inning. Third home run given up by Clemens tonight.
Certainly hard to figure. Every time it looks like Clemens might be getting into a groove, bing, here comes the home run ball. This time it's slot. I mentioned the third one of the night, and this game is back even, 4-4.
Espinoza, the batter. Foul, strike one. He has struck out twice. Curious game by Clemens. He's given up 3 home runs. He has struck out 7. And he has walked 4. Nice bunt, but too far to the pitcher, and Clemens will take it to first for the out. Drop a surprise bunt down. Out too far toward the pitcher. And there are 2 down.
That's not such a bad idea either. After that brief rain shower that we had, that infield grass may be a little wet. And if you drop down a decent bunt, it'll be slick when you pick it up. But right here, Clemens has plenty of time to set up and make the throw to first base to get Espinoza.
So there are 2 down. And the pitch is outside to Roberto Kelly, who homered in the second and walked in the fourth and stole 2 bases. Or stole 1 base and was forced, as he was taken off, to try to steal another with ground ball, the third. 1 ball and 1 strike. We understand there's been a rain delay down at Pawtucket at McCoy Stadium, Tidewater in Pawtucket, having a little rain down the road. And it's a delay on that one. It's a heavy one south of here. That's in the 7th inning, with Tidewater leading 4-2. Foul back by Kelly. 1-2. Just a very light misty rain now. It gushed down for about 30 seconds and then tapered off. Kelly down on strikes. So another strange inning by Clemens. He gets his 8th strikeout, his second this inning, but gives up a homer to Slot to make the score at the end of 5.5, 4-4.
And now it's time for the Fanatic Flashback, featuring news stories actually ripped from the headlines on July 7th, 1989. So let's just let them rip. To help deal with a fiscal deficit, the Massachusetts House of Representatives today voted for a temporary 15% tax increase. They also voted for longer lines at the registry and more highway construction during rush hour. Critics speculate that Oliver North's light sentence in the Iran-Contra scandal will keep him from, quote, political martyrdom. However, nothing seems to keep him from being considered just plain dumb. A government study released today finds that 1 out of every 3 adults are in need of cholesterol treatment. Faced with the daunting task of efficiently treating over 60 million Americans, researchers suggested the use of drive-through windows. The 6 New England governors met at a New England Governors Conference today to create an historic plan for the region's energy future, while Governor Dukakis of Massachusetts and Governor Sununu of New Hampshire argued at length as to whose name sounded funnier. Weekend at Bernie's opens at the box office, a movie about a bunch of guys who prop up a dead body for 2 hours, which is pretty much what me and the crew go through here each week with Jim. And here are the Fanatic top 5 songs for this week in 1989. You know, some have accused Jim and I of being the Milli Vanilli of sports humorists, but unlike Dennis Miller, we choreograph all our own dance moves. And as far as Madonna is concerned, expressing herself always seems to get her in trouble and on the charts.
Do you like to draw, or paint, or maybe just sketch and doodle? Well, if you do, chances are you have the interest needed to become a serious art student. To find out, simply call toll-free, and Art Instruction Schools will send you this enjoyable art test. There's no cost or obligation. Take the test at home in your spare time and mail it to us when you're done. Our experts will review and grade your test. Call our toll-free number today for your free art test. Don't let the wonderful world of art pass you by. To get your free art test without cost or obligation, call this toll-free number. Don't delay. Call this toll-free number now. Call 1-800-951-6767. That's 1-800-951-6767.
We got hoops on NESN, big time. NESN is your ticket for triple headers, Saturday afternoons, the best college basketball in the country. Triple the dunks, triple the fun. Don't miss the big-time action. It's a big-time Big Ten triple header, Saturday afternoon, starting with Wisconsin at Ohio State at noon, followed by Iowa at Northwestern and Illinois at Purdue.
As a kid growing up, you always dreamed of playing professional hockey. The best part of it is being able to come to the rink every day and extend your childhood. Sometimes you got to pinch yourself playing in front of 15 to 20,000 fans. It's a great thrill. I think it's a tremendous sport. The puck moves fast, the players move extremely fast, and that's part of the excitement of the game. To me, I hope that the fans really appreciate that I love playing this game. I like to go out and play as hard as I can every night, and I have a great time doing it.
NESN is your ticket to ECAC hockey with an action-packed schedule of college hockey competitions. Featuring Harvard, Vermont,
Plays it. Highlander scores!
last year's regular season champion St. Lawrence, and more.
Score!
Sound the horns and drop the puck. It's ECAC hockey on NESN.
It's an Ivy clash as Brown takes on Dartmouth Saturday night at 7.
Bottom of the 6th inning. And a strange ball game tonight that started out like Pier 6 and has ended up in a pitching duel between Cadaret and Clemens, a tie game 4-4. Each pitcher has allowed only 5 hits. Cadaret allowed all 5 hits in the 1st inning. 3 of the 5 hits off Clemens have been solo homers. It's the first time he's allowed 3 homers in a game in 2 years. In June of 1987 against the Minnesota Twins. Last time he did that. Mike Greenwell up against Cadaret. And he drops the bat down as if to bunt and takes ball 1. Greenwell has singled and struck out. Rain coming down heavier now. One ball and 1 strike to Greenwell. Two and 1. Mets have gone ahead of Cincinnati 7-1 now in New York. That's in the 7th inning. Greenwell high toward the flagpole in center field. Off the wall and behind Kelly. Greenwell's past second. He's headed for 3rd. He's being waved on. He's trying for an inside the park home run. He makes it. Mike Greenwell inside the park homer. The Red Sox lead it 5-4. Everything's happening in this one.
Greenwell really puts a charge in that ball. That ball was hit very hard. Kelly had to go back to the wall, and a poor play right here by the Yankee outfielders for not backing up this play. Once this ball bounces off the wall, it gets by Kelly, and Barfield was late getting over. Right now, Greenwell around second base. By the time Barfield picks it up, you can see that Greenwell is already headed toward home, and what a block of the plate by Slot, except he doesn't have the ball.
That was very close. That was a heck of a play at the plate.
Doc Slider absolutely taking a chance sending Greenwell with nobody out in a tied ball game. And then what a play by Slot, just a block home plate. Greenwell never reached it. Then when the ball got loose and Slot had to go get the ball, Greenwell was able to tag home plate.
5-4 Red Sox lead, and Evans is up. That was Mike Greenwell's first inside the park homer in his major league career.
That's his first home run also, Ned, since July. Make that, let's see,
5th of July when against
May 5th against Texas when he had 2 against Nolan Ryan in 1 game. And how about that? He has to wait all that time to get it inside the Parker.
First time one was hit by a Red Sox player here since Dave Stapleton hit one against the Twins. That's how long ago that was. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Evans. Boy, Greenwell was charging. He took a look at second base, and I think he had it in mind. And then he got encouragement from Slider. Slot did a great job of blocking the plate. Strikeout for Cadaret, who comes back after giving up the home run. Of course, that all could have been avoided by Kelly if he had played a little bit back and had not run up against that wall and let the ball get behind him.
Look at the relay throw to home plate, and you see that Slot has the ball in time, except it bounces right there. Still, Greenwell still has not touched home plate. Finally, he fights his way in, and the ball is running up the third base line.
Mike says, I want that plate, and the ball's well up the line.
Like a couple of wrestlers on there.
Slot fighting for his territory. Kevin Romine up, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Red Sox go back into the lead by 1 in a game that's had a little bit of everything. Romine has sacrificed and lined to third. Ball 2. The strikeout of Evans was the 4th by the left-hander, Greg Cadaret. There's a rope into center field. Base hit for Romine. His first of the night, but he's made good contact twice.
After a pretty good string, excellent pitching from Cadaret, the Red Sox now hit a couple of balls hard here in the 6th inning, and the Yankees certainly have got what they want out of Cadaret to this point, and that'll bring some bullpen action. Looks like Mahorsic again warming up in that Yankee bullpen.
7 hits given up by Cadaret, and 5 of them were in the first inning. Now he's given up 2 here. The inside the Parker by Greenwell, and a 1-out single by Romine. There's a pickoff attempt. There's a throw by Mattingly down there, and they've got him. Romine caught stealing as the move by Cadaret fooled him. Fired over to Mattingly, who went down to Espinoza, and they got Kevin Romine. 2 outs.
That's just a straight-out steal by Romine, and it's not a mistake. If it's the hit and run, there's no excuse for that because you never get picked off on a hit and run. You see Cadaret making the move, and the best thing to do as a runner is to continue on to second base. Maybe you'll get hit by the ball, but Mattingly with a good throw on the infield side. Espinoza puts on the tag.
1, 2, 3 to 6. And there are 2 outs very quickly.
I would have to guess that the hit and run might have been on in that situation. 1 out at the time. Cerrone at the plate, left-handed pitcher on the mound. It's tough to steal off of.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Rick Cerrone now. He has had a sacrifice fly and a strikeout. These 2 teams, they get together, no matter how good or bad they're going, and all of a sudden something electric seems to happen, and you can't let go. Something seems to happen on every instant. There's a pickoff play, possible another run, cut down. 3-2 now to Cerrone.
Well, those fans that buy these tickets back in December and January for these Yankee games certainly haven't been disappointed up to this point.
Got a little rain with it. 3-2 pitch to Cerrone, and that's right up the middle. That's a base hit. So a costly pickoff of Romine. Runner at first base, 2 out. Cerrone's first hit of the night. Red Sox reaching Cadaret here with some pretty lusty strokes this inning.
You're right, Ned. That pickoff play may have kept Cadaret in the ball game up to this point because a couple of balls hit hard. One by Greenwell. Romine's ball was hit hard, and then Cerrone with that base hit up the middle.
Rivera. Base hit, left center field toward the gap. All the way to the wall. Cerrone coming to third will be waved on. The throw to the plate. He is safe at home. Rivera going all the way around to third. 6-4.
Don Slott has to feel like a punching bag at home plate in this inning. Again, another collision at home. Cerrone, another catcher running into Slott. Same situation, did not have the ball, and Cerrone has to fight to get home. Watch this ball skip on the outfield grass. It's a line shot by Rivera, and it's just going to skip right by Louis Polonia. Now, again, the first cutoff man is missed. If he's hit, there's a chance that Cerrone will be out at the plate. Once it gets by that first one, Sachs has to make the throw, and again, another collision at the plate. Unbelievable.
Slaughter's had a rough time in this ballpark over the years. He got hit by an oil can Boyd pitch here. He's been involved in several tangles at the plate. That's going to be all for Cadaret. He cannot finish this inning, despite the pickoff of Romine, because Cerrone followed with a single and Rivera with the double. Rivera gets a double on that play and a run batted in and goes to third base on the play at the plate.
Once again, Sachs making the relay throw. Now, he's the trailer on the play. You know the collision's coming. It's going to be a very close play. And again, Slott not with the ball. Cerrone just sneaks in and tags the plate.
So Greg Cadaret, in a noble effort after a rough first inning, a reliever turned starter tonight, pitched so well for the second, third, fourth, and fifth innings, but ran afoul of Red Sox bats here in the sixth. And he will lead the game after going 5 2/3 innings and giving up 9 hits and 6 runs. He's responsible for a runner. And right-hander Dale Mahorsic now on.
Mahorsic making his 24th appearance, 1 win and 1 loss with a 3.98 ERA, giving up 46 hits in 43 innings. He struck out 17. Excuse me, and he's walked 13. Mahorsic is one of the relievers that did not work in that ball game yesterday against the Tigers, the extra inning game.
Cadaret walked 2 and struck out 2 while he was in there. Beg your pardon, he struck out 4 and actually pitched a fine ball game until this inning again.
Once again, you see 6 runs on the board, but you've got to be very pleased if you're Dallas Green for what the job that he did for you tonight. Really
one more batter, he could have gotten out of a little bit more of a mess with still a 1-run ball game. Now it's 2.
I mean, it looked like he wasn't going to get through 1 inning.
Yeah. Mahorsic was the fellow who Dallas Green chewed out at Yankee Stadium when the Red Sox were down there in that Sunday doubleheader. And he was the pitcher on the mound taken out by Green when Eddie Romero threw the Gatorade when he was taken out of the game.
Once again, wild things happen in Red Sox-Yankee games.
So everything is gone now. It's a 6-4 ball game. The Red Sox lead in the 6th inning. The rain has stopped. There's action in the Red Sox bullpen now. And the batter is Ed Romero.
Looks like Rob Murphy, the left-hander, and Mike Smithson throwing. West was not going to make the start tomorrow because of a hip problem, but I guess he's well enough to throw out of the bullpen.
1 ball and no strikes to Romero. Fly ball, shallow left field. Polonia. And that's the final out. Red Sox get 2, though, featured by an inside-the-park homer by Mike Greenwell. And after 6 innings, it is Red Sox 6, Yankees 4.
Crikeys, I've been a crocodile hunter for a load of years, but I rarely seen a gator do something like that. An inside-the-park homer. In his later years, Gator was more fight than bite, but as he proved today, if you give him too much room to run, he could still hurt you. Today, this Gator is harmless and on display at an amusement park in Florida. But beware, because if you spook him, he's still a snapper.
Feel the rush in March on NESN. NESN is your ticket to ECAC hockey with an action-packed schedule of college hockey competitions. Featuring Harvard, Vermont,
Plays it. Hollander scores!
last year's regular season champion St. Lawrence, and more.
Score!
Sound the horns and drop the puck. It's ECAC hockey on NESN.
It's an Ivy clash as Brown takes on Dartmouth Saturday night at 7.
If you want to get in the game, tune to NESN and crash the net at BostonBruins.com, the official Bruins website. BostonBruins.com and NESN have created the most interactive experience of the NHL. Watch the game and crash the net to vote in Bruins cyber polls, choose the star of the game, and shoot questions at our Bruins broadcasters in-game and on NESN. And when you ask a question, you could win the grand prize Norwegian Caribbean cruise. So get in the game, crash the net at BostonBruins.com.
Bob Murphy coming on to pitch in the ninth has worked 2 perfect innings, facing 5 batters to get 6 outs in the 7th and 8th in relief of Roger Clemens, and trying to nail this game down for Clemens, who could pick up his 9th win of the year. Alvaro Espinoza first up. He's 0 for 3. Finals in the National League, the Pirates shut out San Diego and Bruce Hurst 3-0. Padres got only 3 hits off Doug Drabek of Pittsburgh. 3-hit shutout. Hurst losing his 6th game. He's won 7. Atlanta beat Philadelphia 5-3. Mets beat Cincinnati 7-1 tonight. Punch to the right side and Reed. Espinoza is out. 1 away.
Jody Reed got such a good jump on that ball, he almost overran it. All well to his left, and you see right here as he has to go back toward that right foot to make the play, gets himself squared up. Plenty of time at second base to get yourself in that position to make a throw.
1 out. Roberto Kelly is up. Ball 1. Had a homer in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th. Final in the American League, Toronto came up with 5 runs in the 8th and beat the Tigers 6-4 at Detroit. Pat Borders hit a home run, and he hit a grand slam in that 5-run inning for Toronto coming from behind. Cummings the winner, Hernandez a loser in relief. So Toronto has won. Red Sox are leading the Yankees. And Milwaukee is leading Baltimore. So some people have a chance to gain a little bit on the 2 top teams in this division in this final weekend before the All-Star break. The count is 2-1 to Roberto Kelly. Past Murphy, but right there is Reed. 2 out. Oh, Murphy just goes on and on, gets the first 2 hitters here in the 9th inning. He's got 1 to go. Steve Sachs. Murphy went so long without getting a win even before getting one this year. He's pitched so many innings and having just 3 saves, but he has a chance to pick up a 4th big one right here. Sachs takes a strike. Steve Sachs has had a single and a homer, struck out and walked. Lee Smith up just in case in the Red Sox bullpen. Red Sox leading 6-4 in the ninth with 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lays off. It's a strike. Rocky Rowe with the strike call at first base. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Off-speed pitch, the changeup right here to Sachs. Has him well out in front. You see the bat head going across the plate. Tries to pull it back. Rocky Rowe ringing up the strike.
Crowd wants the punch out right now from Rob Murphy. Sachs a very hard man to strike out, though. And a base hit keeps things alive for New York. 2-out single for Sachs. He is 3 for 4. What a job he's done from the leadoff spot now.
Well, this is going to draw a couple of moves right here. First of all, Polonia is being called back. It looks like it'll be Guerin, the catcher, as a pinch hitter. And that will probably bring Morgan out of the dugout to go to Lee Smith. Sachs, tough out. A couple of strikes on him again, going to the opposite field, keeping this thing alive for the Yankees.
So the wheels spin around in the dugouts. Morgan and Green, and here comes Joe Morgan running to the mound. Cerrone out there with Rob Murphy. Bob Guerin, as we've seen, he's going to leave Murph in. Guerin, we saw a couple of times in a pinch hitting role down in New York.
If he puts Smith into the game at this point, they're going to come with a left-handed hitting Phelps. Now, it's a 2-run ball game. I think the Yankees would like this choice right here to have the right-hander at the plate.
So Guerin is up there with a runner at first base in a 6-4 game. The Red Sox leading in the 9th inning. Guerin, .391. He's had 18 hits in 46 times up, including 3 homers. He can't hit the long ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Probably on Murphy's mind, maybe some too, because you see that he tried to keep that ball down and actually bounced it up to the plate.
One 1-0. Sachs at first. Guerin has hit in 6 straight games, going 8 for 17, and hit in 10 of 11. So he has been good coming off the bench, and also a good backup catcher. Big rip that time. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He had that 2-run home run in his mind with that swing, no question about it.
He's hitting .389 against left-handed pitching this year. And he can look out there, see the wall. The wind is not blowing. There's no factor right there. The factor is Rob Murphy and Bob Guerin. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This game is over. Rob Murphy strikes out the pinch hitter Guerin, and the Red Sox win it in rather dramatic fashion tonight. Guerin, batting for Polonia, strikes out, and in the 9th inning the Yankees get no runs. They have 1 hit and 1 man left on base.
Well, Jim, what could be a better ending to